No one is coming to save you, not because people don't care about you, but because everyone is fighting battles of their own. The harsh truth is that many of us spend years waiting for support, for motivation, for the perfect opportunity, or for someone to finally believe in us enough to change our lives. We tell ourselves that once we receive help, everything will be different. But what if the life you've always wanted has been waiting for one thing all along? You deciding to take responsibility for it. This realization is painful because it forces us to let go of the comforting idea that someone else will eventually rescue us from our problems. The Stoics understood this better than anyone. They knew that the moment you stop expecting others to save you is the moment you begin discovering your own strength. And maybe that's exactly what you need to hear today. If you've been feeling stuck, disappointed, or frustrated because life hasn't gone the way you expected, stay with me until the end of this video, because one Stoic principle could completely change the way you see your struggles, your potential, and your future. By the end of this video, you'll understand why waiting for rescue keeps people trapped for years and how taking full responsibility for your life can become the most empowering decision you ever make. And if you're ready to develop mental strength, embrace self-discipline, and apply timeless Stoic wisdom to modern life, make sure to like this video, subscribe to the channel, and turn on notifications so you never miss these powerful lessons. Now, let's explore the life-changing truth that no one will come to help you, and why that might be the best thing that ever happens to you. Most people spend their lives believing that someday, someone will appear and fix everything. Someone will give them the opportunity they've been waiting for. Someone will motivate them when they feel tired. Someone will rescue them from the consequences of their own decisions. And while they're waiting, life quietly moves on. Days become months. Months become years. And eventually, they wake up to the painful realization that the life they wanted never arrived because they never took responsibility for creating it. This truth can feel unfair. After all, everyone needs support sometimes. Everyone wants to know that they aren't alone. But the Stoics never taught people to depend on circumstances they couldn't control. Instead, they focused on the one thing that always remained within their power: their response. They understood that suffering often begins when we place our hopes in things outside ourselves. Other people's approval, other people's help, other people's decisions. But the moment you tie your future to someone else's actions, you hand over control of your own life. Think about the areas of your life that frustrate you the most right now. Is there a part of you that's waiting? Waiting for the right opportunity. Waiting for someone to notice your potential. Waiting for support before taking the first step. Waiting for motivation to suddenly appear. The problem with waiting is that it feels safe. It protects you from responsibility because as long as you're waiting, you never have to confront the possibility of failure. But it also prevents growth. Because growth begins the moment you stop asking, "Who will help me?" and start asking, "What can I do with what I have right now?" Epictetus taught that some things are within our control, and others are not. You can't control whether life is fair. You can't control whether people support you. You can't control whether others believe in your dreams. But you can control your effort, your discipline, your choices, your attitude. And once you truly understand this, something incredible happens. You stop seeing yourself as powerless. You stop waiting for permission. You stop depending on external circumstances to determine your future. Because the reality is this: the strongest people aren't those who received the most help. They're the ones who learned how to keep moving forward even when help never came. And what we're about to discuss next might be the most difficult Stoic lesson of all. The reason why accepting full responsibility for your life is both terrifying and incredibly liberating. One of the hardest truths you'll ever accept is that taking responsibility for your life means giving up your excuses. And that's exactly why so many people avoid it. Because as long as someone else is responsible for your situation, you never have to change. If your lack of progress is always your family's fault, society's fault, your circumstances' fault, or someone else's fault, then you can continue waiting for them to fix it. But the Stoics believe that true freedom begins when you stop focusing on what happened to you and start focusing on what you're going to do about it. This doesn't mean ignoring the hardships you've faced. Some people have experienced pain, loss, rejection, and obstacles that they never deserved. Stoicism isn't about pretending those struggles don't exist. It's about refusing to let those struggles define the rest of your life. Marcus Aurelius faced wars, betrayal, and enormous pressure, yet he constantly reminded himself that his character would always be shaped by his choices, not his circumstances. The same principle applies to you. You may not be responsible for everything that has happened to you, but you are responsible for what happens next. And this is where many people misunderstand self-reliance. They think it means never asking for help or never accepting support from others. That's not what Stoicism teaches. Seeking guidance is wise. Learning from others is valuable. Accepting help when it's available is human. But depending on someone else to rescue you from becoming the person you need to become is dangerous, because no one can wake up early for you. No one can develop your discipline for you. No one can take action toward your goals on your behalf. The work that transforms your life has always been yours to do. The moment you realize this, something powerful happens. You stop seeing yourself as a victim of your circumstances, and start seeing yourself as the author of your future. You stop asking, "Why is this happening to me?" and begin asking, "What can this teach me?" You stop waiting for confidence before taking action, and understand that confidence is built through action itself. Most importantly, you stop wasting years hoping that someone else will save you, and begin trusting that you are stronger than you've given yourself credit for. The uncomfortable truth is that nobody is coming to hand you the life you want. Nobody is coming to force you to pursue your dreams. Nobody is coming to make the difficult decisions that your future depends on. And while that may sound harsh, it's also incredibly empowering, because if no one else holds the power to save you, then no one else holds the power to stop you either. And the final Stoic lesson we're about to explore might be the most liberating realization of all. The mindset shift that transforms this harsh truth into the greatest source of strength you'll ever discover. The final Stoic lesson is this: the moment you stop waiting for someone to save you is the moment you become capable of saving yourself. And that doesn't happen through one big decision. It happens through small choices made consistently every single day. It starts with taking ownership. Instead of saying, "I can't change because nobody supports me," ask yourself, "What is one thing I can do today to move forward?" Instead of waiting for motivation, build discipline. Motivation is unreliable. Some days you'll feel inspired, but many days you won't. The Stoics understood that character is built by doing what needs to be done, even when you don't feel like doing it. Another powerful Stoic practice is focusing only on what you can control. You can't control other people's opinions. You can't control whether life is fair. You can't control unexpected setbacks. But you can control your effort, your mindset, your habits, and your response to challenges. Every time you redirect your energy toward these things, you reclaim a piece of your power. You also need to stop seeing setbacks as proof that you should quit. Failure isn't evidence that you're incapable. It's evidence that you're trying. Every successful person has faced rejection, disappointment, and moments of doubt. The difference is that they didn't allow those moments to define them. They learned from them. They adapted. They kept going. Remember this: asking for help is not weakness. Building relationships and learning from others is important. But there's a difference between accepting support and waiting to be rescued. Support can guide you, but only you can take the necessary action. Only you can choose to wake up earlier, develop better habits, face your fears, and continue moving forward when progress feels slow. Marcus Aurelius wrote, "You have power over your mind, not outside events. Realize this, and you will find strength." This is the heart of Stoicism. Your strength has never come from perfect circumstances, or from having everyone believe in you. It comes from understanding that no matter what happens around you, you still have the ability to choose your next step. So if you've been waiting for someone to change your life, let today be the day you stop waiting. If you've been hoping that confidence, motivation, or the perfect opportunity will suddenly appear, understand that action comes first. Growth comes through practice. Strength comes through struggle. The truth that no one will come to help you is not meant to discourage you. It's meant to free you, because once you stop depending on rescue, you begin building resilience. Once you stop waiting for permission, you start creating opportunities. Once you stop doubting your ability to move forward, you discover that you've had more strength within you than you ever realized. Your future is not decided by who shows up to save you. It's shaped by the choices you make every day. The responsibility is yours, but so is the power. And maybe that's the most empowering Stoic lesson of all. You are stronger, more capable, and more resilient than you've been led to believe. No one is coming to save you, and that's exactly why you have the power to save yourself. Before you leave, I want you to remember one thing: no one is coming to save you. And while that truth may sound harsh, it's also incredibly empowering, because it means your future is still in your hands. Now I want to hear from you. What's one area of your life where you've been waiting for someone else to step in? Is it your health, your career, your dreams, or your personal growth? Be honest with yourself and share it in the comments below. Sometimes admitting it is the first step toward changing it. If this message challenged the way you think, don't just watch and move on. Hit the like button so more people who need this reminder can find this video. Subscribe to the channel if you're ready to build discipline, mental strength, and a stoic mindset that helps you take control of your life, because every week, we explore timeless wisdom that can transform the way you think and live. And if this video resonated with you, comment these words below: I will save myself. Not because you have to do everything alone, but because you've decided to stop waiting and start taking responsibility for the life you deserve. Subscribe now, and I'll see you in the next journey toward becoming stronger, wiser, and impossible to break.